Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about egregores and what they are. So, basically, an egregore is a spirit that is created when two or more people come together in a group. They can be created intentionally or unintentionally. I want to talk about how essentially every group or gathering of people in this world has an egregore. The government itself has an egregore. The Walmart has an egregore. All the large corporations have egregores, and when you buy from those corporations and when you contribute to the government, you're contributing to the egregore and putting energy into the egregore. Basically, egregores are composed of whatever type of energy was used to create them. So whatever type of energy the relationship between the people has is what the egregore will take shape of. So if it's like a chaotic relationship, the egregore will have a very chaotic personality, and it will be malevolent. But if it's a good, benevolent sort of relationship, then the egregore itself will be benevolent and be kind. So egregores take many shapes. They can even be religious. Even be religious deities. So there's a lot of old religions in the world today that actually worship egregores because they actually created the deities that they worship on their own. The first people to start the religion, and everybody who followed after that just put energy into it and made it more powerful. So part of the reason why I wanted to bring up this topic is to reaffirm my point of how we all create our own perceptions of reality, and each of us have our own personal truths. That just because they're not true in somebody else's reality, it doesn't mean they're not true in your reality. So essentially, like what I'm getting at is like we literally create our own reality, and most of the time people don't understand just how much power they actually have in this world and how strong they actually are. The fact that we sometimes literally create our own gods because we are the universe and the universe is us. Everything that you see outside of yourself is just as much you as what's inside of yourself. Like I said in that one video, we each have our own. We each have an external universe and an internal universe, and our internal universe shapes our external universe, and that's because the internal universe isn't actually separate from the external universe. It just has the illusion of separation. So we literally create our own reality and we define our own truths. And these egregores are a prime example of that, because they're not like something like a servitor. They're conscious beings. They're entities that we created with our own intent, and they're living. It just takes multiple people to contributing to it to create one, and that's why egregores are usually so powerful, because it's not just the energy of one person, it's the energy of a collective contributing to this one thing. And so like basically it's just really, really interesting to think about. But yeah, that's a really, but yeah, like, everybody is a lot more powerful than they actually think they are. Like, each of us has the ability to create and control our own reality. And not many people actually realize that. You decide what path is true for yourself, and that path will give you power. But when you listen to what other people say is true, and you don't listen to your own heart, then you give your power to those people. And it only ends up making you drain your energy. Now, egregores aren't necessarily a bad thing. Like I said earlier, they can be good or bad depending on what type of relationship the people have. But also, another thing about egregores is that they're not always, when it comes to religious sort of egregores, they're not always necessarily, I don't think they're always necessarily created by the people who follow it. It's just that the people who follow it are giving the universe itself a face and giving it a name, and that brings the universe into manifestation and into physical being. Now that could be actually really useful for magical practice. That's actually really useful for magical practices, because putting a face on your creator can help. Face and a name on your creator can help you to form a relationship with your creator. Sometimes, not all the time. That's not everybody. For me, the creator is just nature, and I feel like I have a really strong relationship with nature, and its face is just what I'm looking at really right now. But yeah. Also, I did want to talk a little bit about more about the chakras, because there's some things that I forgot to mention about them the other day. I think I forgot to mention what they feel like when you open them. So the heart chakra is kind of like feels like a fire, like a good feeling fire in your heart, around your heart area, like in the center of your chest. The solar plexus is a very similar feeling, except not as strong, and it like vibrates, sort of, has like a sort of vibrating feeling. The I don't really know how to describe the sacral chakra and the root chakra, because all I feel with them is what the energy flowing through them from the other chakras, really. I'd have to do extensive meditation on the root chakra in order to really feel what it actually feels like the most. But it's really hard for me to feel just specifically one one chakra, certain chakras sometimes, because I don't think that I think that my root chakra and my sacral chakra are less opened and have less energy flow than my other chakras. So that's something I really gotta work on a little bit. But it's not that big of a deal. It's something that will come over time, and I feel like they're still pretty open and pretty well balanced, but I just need to do a little bit of work on them. The throat chakra for me is kind of like a cool, really like cool sort of feeling. Like it's really cold, but like a good kind of cold. The third eye is a pressure in between the eyebrows. When I first opened it, I used to get headaches and stuff like that, but they went away after a little bit. Sometimes when my third eye gets really stimulated, though, the headaches start to come back a little bit. But the pressure really never goes away. You always feel like that pressure there where the third eye is. And it's like a good feeling pressure, I'd say. Like every chakra feels good in its own way. Like none of them feel bad when you open them, unless you open, like sometimes people who open their third eye first experience some scary supernatural occurrences. But other than that, most chakras are going to feel good when you open them. But I recommend opening the heart chakra first. Because I think that one's the easiest one to work with. The crown chakra feels similar to the third eye, where it feels like a pressure, except the third eye feels more like has more like an eye opening sort of feeling. But the crown chakra is like a gateway opening in the top of your head, kind of, but like with a pressure. And it's a really interesting thing to experience when you open the chakras. I really love talking about it too. Well, anyways, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, so I think that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Have a beautiful day, and blessed be.